Hunter is typical crackhead situation. Hunter out here, Papa is a Rolling Stone. And he's out here sticking his thing in anybody and everybody. And now we have situations where the president of the United States don't know if he needs to claim this grandchild or not. It's just ghetto.
Yeah, and speaking of the Biden administration, we're going to move on to The View. So they are once again shilling for Joe Biden, and actually in this week, Hunter Biden. Take a look at this clip here.
Into the family, and I don't think that's the right way to do it. And I agree. I mean, this is Hunter's issue. And I think that the president, who loves his family so much, I think is just following what his son has
from his kid
set in motion.
Yeah.
Well, and how do you
The hard part is you have
that?
both parents kind of weaponizing the child, because I know that Hunter Biden is like denying the child his name, which may make sense because they were never together. I don't understand, but they're fighting legally. The mom's posing the child with all these tabs. The sad part here is the child is the innocent victim here that didn't make any choice and is having to suffer as a result. The only time I think President Biden doesn't need to overstep his son. I like that part, but I don't know why they go out of their way to say 6 grandchildren or 4 kids. When my parents talk about me, they say, we love all our kids. We love our grandbabies. I've never seen them numerically repeat over and over. I like 3 kids. I like 4 of this. I like 6 this. I like
the reason that's happening is because the right wing, who again is weaponizing everything related to Hunter, keeps asking, so how many children do you have?
No, it's
grandchildren do you have? How many?
What's he going to ask?
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. So wait, I have one question.
We have some more. Is this it? Is this everything? Okay.
I have one question.
Split on this.
When they're saying child, they're talking about grown ass Hunter Biden?
No. So this was the co-host dismissing concerns over President Biden and his refusal to acknowledge his 7th grandchild on this week's episode. So they were responding to a column. I believe the interviewer or the writer's name is Dowd. I can't remember.
Maureen Dowd of the New York Times.
New York Times, okay. Where she came out and said, it's 7 grandkids, Mr. President. She criticized Biden for his continual omission of the existence of this 7th grandchild named Navy Joan Roberts, a child Hunter Biden had with London Roberts. So that's what they were talking about. And so we missed the end part there where they go on to actually kind of shame this woman who had this child with Hunter Biden. So this is what they're doing. I want to get your thoughts on this, Shelley, this conversation and how they're shilling for Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Why do you believe they're doing this as far as, saying it's okay if he doesn't mention his 7th grandchild?
Believe all women. These are the same people who claim women can do no wrong and everything a woman says they should believe, except when it comes, again, talking about children, right? The welfare of children. And Papa Joe from Scranton over there, and the little scrap child growing up or whatever he calls himself, they're full of it. They're full of shit, KJ. This is why they are shilling for Biden and Hunter. First of all, let me say this. I have told my child if she were ever to have a child and abandoned it, then she would be abandoned by me because I'm going for my grandchild. Okay, I don't give a hoot. I am not going to knowingly abandon any kind of relative or grandchild. I'm not going to do that. Hunter is wrong, and Joe is equally wrong to say that he only has 6 grandchildren. I don't care if Hunter's a drug addict. Okay, he was wrong for getting a woman pregnant, and she was wrong for whatever she did as well. But for him to get on the national stage and talk about he's a family man, and he's purposefully hurting this child who has absolutely no fault in this. I don't care how she came about.
Yeah. I want to get your thoughts on this, T. I mean, is Biden, who is the grandfather, do you believe it's okay for him to continually go on and on about he only had 6 grandchildren and pretty much disown this 7th grandchild?
let me say, the Biden family is so ghetto. Like, they're a typical ghetto family. And this is why I'm an advocate for fathers to get a DNA test right at birth to establish paternity, because I think it should be government mandated for men to get DNA tests. But I mean, what's the deal? So Hunter is typical crackhead situation. Hunter out here, Papa is a rolling stone, and he's out here sticking his thing in anybody and everybody. And now we have situations where the president of the United States don't know if he needs to claim this grandchild or not. It's just ghetto.
Yeah. I mean, they have put a stain on the White House like no other. Right. I mean, not only this, but they found, I never heard of such. They found cocaine in the White House.
The White House.
Right.
What the fuck? I mean, sorry, excuse me, but what?
Yeah. You have this, and then
you had cum on the blue dress, and you got cocaine on the brown dress, on the brown desk.
Yeah.
Look, we go from Clinton talking about I don't know nothing about that Naga to this.
Yeah, there's no family values at all. Yeah. And then you have these idiots on The View who say that Republicans, why do they keep bringing this up? You all keep bringing this up because Hunter Biden has been in every facet of the White House, including taking money allegedly from China and for Biden to do God knows what.
Right. For what do the people on the right, the conservatives, have to do with any of this? Like, how could they even bring us into this mess?
Well, they find a way.
We just want them to expose, to be truthful.
Well, they don't want to be.
Yeah. Let me say, I had some political thoughts about this as well from Democrat versus Republican, who votes for the Bidens. You know, I said, since he's ignoring or abandoning Hunter and Joe, little Navy here, all these single moms who complain about their fathers not being in their children's lives and abandoning their children. Here's your role model. You got the president and his drug addict son, advocating, condoning it. There's your role model. For all of you men out there who claim that the mother doesn't want me in their lives, look at this woman. I forget her name, the child's mother. She wants the child to even have the Biden name. And this drug addict bastard.
I don't know why.
Why not? Because guess what? Because there are many single women who have children and they don't give the child the father's name, and they may complain about it. Well, this woman was giving the child the father's name, but the father, the drug addict, and his Scranton from Pennsylvania father, went to the judge and got some kind of way where she can't even use the Biden name. What kind of crap is that? So, granted, I don't know how she came about in his life, and I don't know how he met her, but she was trying to set her child up. Your name is a Biden. I'm naming you after your father. He does not deny that that's his child. He tried to initially, but now he said, no, she is my child. But she can't use my last name.
Yeah, the Biden White House. Exactly. Not only that, but they have been the worst. No family value. Not only are they the worst as far as social and with our family values and trying to push forward family values on the country, but the policies are sick. They're terrible. We were being told to look at Russia, which Russia hasn't really been a major adversary since the Cold War. Now we have China, and there's possibility that this family has been giving God knows what to China. So that's also taking, that's hindering our security as Americans. Take me back to grab them by the pussy. I would rather hear Trump talking about grab him by the pussy and have a very good economy. You didn't hear about anything with his family.
He took care of his children.
Right.
Now they want to say, oh, Trump believes in nepotism. What's wrong with nepotism?
He took care of his children. They all got Trump for the last name.
Yes, he did.
Right.
Yes, he did. Not only that, but they're doing well. I mean, the little boy who was raised with Melania, my goodness, he's doing well. You don't hear about him in the news.
Right. At least the 3 pussies he did grab and made children with, he married them and gave them his last name. So,
absolutely.
Hey, he did that. But one last thing on this for me, it was a personal thing. At least I thought of it in a personal manner, because I've heard people say, even Megyn Kelly, to my surprise, said that, if her son got someone pregnant and didn't want the child, she wouldn't go over her son. Well, I thought about that. And I said, you know what? I thank God for Peggy Harris, my grandmother, because my grandmother, her son, my father, he was out there. But thank God for my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. She loved my mother, and my grandmother, my aunts and uncles took care of me and my mother over top of their brother and her son. She didn't give a damn. She even told my mother, my grandmother, and my aunts and uncles, his sisters and brothers, basically told my mother that he was no good. He was out there in the streets, and they were going to ensure that she had the support and help she needed. So that was a kind of on a personal note. I thank God for that. Now, having said that, my father now, he is a better grandfather than he was a father. But initially, my grandmother and his siblings overrode him.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying.
Family is supposed to do.
Right.
And this is why we have a situation where we used to have a situation where when 2 people marry, well, this is with marriage, but the families are involved as well, because this is why you need them for that support in situations like this. But even if you don't marry, you have the grandmothers or the grandfathers who would say, you know what, Hunter, what you're doing isn't right. This is our grandson. I don't care how you went about getting him. He's here now. And so we need to give this boy or this girl the last name and take care of them like we're supposed to do.
And where's Jill? Jill, the woman is supposed to be the cornerstone of the family. Jill should have some type of input in saying, hey, this is my grandchild. I don't care what the world says. I'm going to go and make sure that my grandchild, as a woman, as the center of a family, I'm going to make sure that my grandchild is good and is stable. Absolutely. With or without the Biden name.
Right. You're right.
Jill should have some type of say-so in this.
Well, you know what they used to say. I mean, women like that are no good. They're no good women, and I have no respect for women like that. You tell right there that she's not a respectful woman. She's not. Right. And this is what they do. I don't know why we're surprised. He probably was pushing for the new abort. If he could, he would probably abort the baby now. This is what the Democrats push. Right. Out the womb, they want to do these kids.
Right. And look, people are talking about, again, I think it was Anna Navarro, why conservatives. We are all on the conservative side. We didn't even vote for Biden. I can't stand them, whatever. But guess what? We're here advocating for the stability, the security, the care for that little girl. Even if her name, she is a Biden, but even if her name were Biden legally, we still want to care for her.
Yeah.
We care for the family structure in general.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Not only that, but children are important, just like the sound of freedom. But the Democrats do not value children. They only value them as
when they want to. What you say, Shelley? They only value them when they want to do what? Screw them.
No, not just that, but to use them or use these issues as ways to earn votes. So instead of securing the border and keeping 50,000 unaccompanied minors from entering the U.S. to be bought and sold and abused, what do? They say, oh no, that's wrong. We don't want to secure the border. Bring everyone in. Let them come. And they don't. And they have no. They're not going to care for these kids. They're not going to care for these people. They don't care about them. But it sounds good, so they push it. But when conservatives or Republicans say no,